Welcome back to the Boy Network. My name is Chima, and today we are going to be talking about something that is very important in the life of everybody, not just men. We're going to be talking about work. The work culture these days is evolving, and some people are, working smarter, not working harder. Some people are finding alternative means to work. Some people are finding alternative work. Things that we wouldn't count as work before are now being counted as work. I mean, people are literally sitting at home and pressing computer all day, and they say they are working. But yeah, it's very important to the life of human beings that work must be done. So we're going to be talking about work today, and I have with me on set Ikenna, a very good friend, and he's going to be giving us the lowdown, telling us from his experience, and then we'll be sharing how work is important to men. Bros, happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
All right, so let's move straight into it. First of all, what do you think constitutes work? Like I said, the definition has changed over time. Before, it used to be go to an office or, till the ground and all of that. So what constitutes work in this day and age?
I think the idea of work has not changed. It's value for, you provide value for something. And that is basically work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go from the days of our forefathers tilling the soil, even from the slave masters, so they get people to help them work. The idea is do something, provide value, and get paid. In the sense of the days, maybe it might be food on your table or a roof over your head. But right now, it's still the same thing. But now we have, I work so that I can feed my family. I work so that I can put the roof over their head to afford the basic necessities of life. So it's still the same idea. So value for something.
Value for something. That's basically what constitutes work.
Yes.
So when people now decide that, they want to do stuff that they want to follow passion projects and all of that, will you say they're actually working? Because, there's this popular saying that our generation came up with, when you enjoy what you are doing, it doesn't feel like work again. Sometimes I feel like slapping people, but let me know what you think. People who believe that, but let me know what you think. Do you think such things still constitute work, or you just think they are just hobbies?
Do they get paid for it?
Well, it depends. Some of them say that it's not. They don't feel like work.
Doesn't matter. I can sleep all day, and if I get paid for this work,
Imagine.
if you get paid for it, that is, you're providing value. A couple of people who do this sleep therapy, where people pay them to sleep, and they record their sleep patterns.
No more.
It's work.
You know whether they do that work.
It's all work. As long as at the end of the day, you get value for what you're doing, it's still work.
Well, you go tell me whether they do that work. I mean, if I can just sleep and I get paid, I don't know what else I want to do with my life, really. I mean, I like to sleep, normal. You can't say you can't pay me. Well, but like you said, if it's providing value, then truly it is work, although I struggle to see how that provides value. But anyway, all right, so what exactly is the importance of work for a man? Now, I'm not talking about generally. We know work is important. If you don't work, you will not eat. You get. Working is what puts food on the table, puts a roof over your head and all of that. But as a man, how important is work to your very being, to your existence?
Work is quite important because of value, dignity. I think I saw something quite a while ago about lean and lamb. I think they're very popular on Instagram and.
That's a funny Nigerian and American couple.
Yes, I think they got a query from a lady who said her husband just stays at home, does nothing, and she goes to work. So she caters for everything. She's tired. The husband does spends whatever she makes. Now you see, at that point he has turned to a log of wood.
It's a parasite. That log of wood is putting it mildly.
So lean or lamb.
One of them
told his own story before he got to where he was. He does move to the States.
Yeah.
Yes, he moved to the States and he didn't have work. But she was working, and she told him, "Don't worry, I would fend for." But because of that push of the Nigerian push, we always have it. We always want to work. So that push didn't let him stay. He said, "Okay, let him start from their core school, go sell stuff in their malls."
Those say it's boy,
yes.
boy.
So that's where he started from. Even though she didn't want it, but he didn't want that for himself, because there's a way you feel when you provide for something for your family, and when you feel when someone else does this for you as a man, we always want to provide, now even if it's a small
thing.
So you see that dignity that comes with providing for people. It's what it boils down to as a man, providing for those who are around your family, your friends, and the whole lot. So yeah, that's what I think it is for me as a man, working and providing for people around me.
The fact that you can actually find yourself doing stuff and making sure that you are making an impact. You are not just being a log of wood, like you said. You are not leeching off somebody. That's actually very important as a man. So how can it uplift you? How can it make you into a better person? Because it's enough to find something to be doing. It's enough to just say, okay, I dey go shop today. Okay, I'm going to my office today. But some people are dead inside and they say they are working. So, but how can somebody actually do work that is uplifting, especially as a guy? Because once your energy is up there as a man, you are literally carrying the society on your shoulders and all of that. So how can it uplift you as a guy? How can you do work that will uplift you as a man?
I think that's where passion comes in as well in this work. Now, I think there's this popular saying about doing what you love so you can later love what you do, or something like that.
Now, wait till I talk that year, what I tell you, say the thing they vex me sometimes, because some of them just use it as an excuse and they are not really working. So, but well, maybe it's my bias anyway. So
right now, as a man, because of your responsibilities, you do what gives you money right now, so that on the long run you can do what you love. So if at this point I know I'm working, even though I don't love the work, but I do my work diligently, I get paid for it, and I'm able to sort my responsibilities, I will do it. If I still have plans, obviously, okay, if I do this for 10 years, 15, I should be able to, while catching for my other things, I would save enough to do something I love, start a business. So maybe what I love is probably taking care of cats. Or probably planting marijuana.
I mean, what people don't do work for this life.
At that point, I do what I do not love, so as I can
do what you eventually love. So it has uplifted you if you put it that way.
Yes. Because of my plans, the idea I have of what I want. So yes.
Okay. Well, as far as it also makes you be in a better mental state, truly, because like I said, a lot of people are dying inside. Bros.
Tell that to bank workers.
People are dying inside. You will just see them. Good morning, what do you need? Especially those customer care ones in the bank. Anyway, let's take a short break now, drink some water. And when we come back, we'll be looking some more into how work, helps a man, carry the society and go forward. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, this is the Boy Network, and we've been talking about work, how important work is to the life of a man, what role it plays in making you a better person. And I've been with my bros, my oga at the top, Ikenna, and he has been sharing his experiences and his thoughts on what work is. Now let's look at the negative side, the bad side, because truly there cannot be any good without any evil. There cannot be evil without good and all of that. So work sometimes can be really toxic for the environment, for the person and all of that. So let's talk about that a bit. What can make work toxic for a person?
Okay, I think I would go with my experience with toxic workplace. I think 2017 I was with probably my first take on being a UX designer, and my boss at that point was unbelievable. So from insistent shoutings at the office to telling workers to stay over. So there are points where you stay in the office 1 week straight, you don't go home. So you sleep, you wake up, continue working. Okay, we have someone to get food.
Now plantation.
It's part of it. So at that point, you're exhausted, but you cannot stop. You know the work is important, quite right, but I think there should be breaks in between. But we were on a stretch, and I think there was a point I slept in the office, I was snoring, and my colleagues were like, just leave him, he's tired. I'm hoping no one videoed me that day.
You'll be shocked.
Maybe
you will
when
be,
I become president now,
they will not bring them out, cast you.
Okay. So these are, so when you're in a workplace and you find out that your voice doesn't matter, it's toxic. When you feel, when you're always at the receiving end. So I think for every workplace, no matter who the boss is, there should be a dialogue. So the idea of being in a workplace is to share ideas, to move the company forward. But if at the point you're there and all you're doing is, okay,
yes, ma. Okay, yes, ma.
It's toxic. If you're unable to miss one day at work without feeling that, oh, my boss will fire me, it's toxic. See, there are many signs. It might be from, you're stupid, why do you do this? And some people make excuses. Okay, at this point, maybe she's stressed. It doesn't excuse the fact that that shouldn't happen in the workplace. It's also toxic. So look for the signs. It might be from all these subtle insults to unnecessary deadlines. So look for the signs. They're always there. So when you see that, okay, at this point I can't cope again, just call it quits.
Call it quits.
After 4 months of breakneck work,
you had to stop.
I think my point, I was so polite. I told her I was going to leave in 2 weeks.
You even give a week notice. Yes. People like me go wrong come out.
For that 2 weeks, I didn't do anything though. I just told her I was going to leave in 2 weeks. I think for the next work I got, I did the interview there. I told her I was going out. So she knew I was going for an interview. At
that point, you were like, anything that ought to happen, let it happen.
Yeah, but I think most people do not know how to stand up for themselves. I think one thing she did that was quite interesting was the fact that she made people go out to evangelize while they're working.
As what?
She said she's a pastor.
Wow.
So at that point.
So her office was the church.
So on Friday, once it's 1 o'clock, everybody let's go out and win souls for the Lord.
Interesting.
So it was quite interesting. So I told her I wouldn't do that. So I think that was
I wish this was a tea spilling show so that you start name dropping. No, we don't name dropping. Let's start calling out some of these people on their BS, because man.
I think I was just the single person that told everyone agreed. You see, that's how when you are with the dictator, sometimes you just have to follow. But I told them,
so I'm not doing that.
I know you people you like your job, quite alright. So you worked hard for it. You can do it, but for me, I would not. So that was the beginning of or genesis of my own issues with her. Then the other work toxicity.
You're a child of the devil now. You don't like to evangelize.
I don't mind. But I think today we still have a relationship to today. But I know anytime she talks about me, she say that stubborn dude. So I don't mind. As long as I know you won't take me for a ride. So that's cool.
Awesome. So let's talk about navigating the workspace with your female colleagues, my bros. One thing I know is that you currently are let me just put it down. Let me not blow the trumpet too much, but you currently have a position in an all-female led organization as one of the few male should I say heads there, one of the few male facilitators, and you have quite a lot of them under you and you help them shape their careers. So your experience is very unique in this particular angle. So navigating a workplace with your female colleagues, as a man, we live in a world where high sexual harassment. Hello, sexual harassment. So how do you navigate stuff like this? How do you make sure that you don't cast yourself basically as a man in the workplace so that you don't seem too misogynistic and all their buzzwords that they like to use?
Well, since from that aspect, you see, we are two divides. The part of the learners and the part of the one who provides the learning experience. So two divides. So my job is simple: ensure that they learn. So anything outside that, I don't do it. So as long as I'm full with my number. So if you have issues, send me a message. If the message is not based on what we are trying to do, I won't respond to you. So at that point, I know where the boundaries lie.
You see that thing called boundaries. A lot of people they really don't respect it. But go on.
Some people tell me, okay, sometimes we can't approach you because this is your face. Sometimes it becomes very strong.
I'm always guiding.
So at this point, I said, Well, those who come close to me know my personality, and if it's not what I want, don't bring it to me. At least I won't come and tell you something that is one of those big buzzwords before you come and tag me as one pervert. So I respect myself a lot, so I don't want anything that will bring. At least, like you said, I have a lot of people under that I get to mentor, and before word flies, the whole world will hear that Ike did something that he's not meant to do because of his position.
Because of his position.
So
that's something a lot of men need to understand. It's something a lot of men need to, come to terms with, especially when navigating the workplace. But the thing too is, I've also noticed that it has sort of created a bridge between men and women in a lot of organizations. In the bid not to, come out as sexist or whatever, they try to stay away, and eventually it has created a bridge. So how do you navigate that?
I think on that note, I'd say if I'm going to teach you or instruct you or guide you towards something, I should be able to do that without sounding misogynistic. So I can tell you, I'll give you instructions. So most I think we're used to giving instructions with contacts.
We are a touchy people. Generally, we are a touchy people.
Do that this way. So if you can substitute that with giving that same instruction without contact, you see, I still give that energy is still there, but minus the contact. I think that's what people are finding it hard to come to terms with. I can instruct you without being touchy. So so most of my classes are virtual, so I don't have issues with instructing without touching you. So I think even if it's physical, try and do that. Okay, I need you to do this. Even if I come close to your, let's say in the workplace, I come close to you, I say, please, can you please? So I
dress, place
to look at your environment and tell you what to do. So it's easier that way. So at least, like I said, lawsuits are expensive.
They're very.
Don't get caught up in one.
They're very expensive. They're really very expensive. And there's a lot to talk about on this issue, but we don't have too much time left on our hands. Hopefully we can get you back on the show, or maybe with someone else, and then we'll share more experiences on this issue. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
Really grateful, bros. Really grateful. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Boy Network, where I've been talking about work, how to navigate it as a man, how important it is, and the role it plays in making you a better person. Ikenna has shared some really great experiences, really great insights with us on the show, and I hope you've learned one or two. And until the next time we come with a beautiful episode, my name is Chima. Stay jiggy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dominican Media Presents. And you can follow The Boy Network on Twitter at @TheBoyNetwork_, @TheBoyNetwork_, where you can get more information on the show. Follow me on my socials as well at @Chimampam_. Very easy to pronounce, I'm sure. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.